welcome back to White Claw Wednesday, episode number 62.
Let's do this.
Ooh, dang, that was a fast one.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, digital cheers. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Nothing like a
Good stuff.
good natural lime on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I got watermelon over here. So,
Episode
how's it
69.
been going with you?
Oh, it's good, man. It's been somewhat rainy here recently. We had this storm come in. And I don't know what it is. I'm going to call it the tropics. We'll say, I don't know what it is with the tropics, but post rain, it gets really hot and humid. And it is so hot in here. I know that we said that we weren't going to talk about how much I'm sweating already, but yeah, I'm sweating. So I've got 2 chilled claws. I've got iced water right here. You can't see, but iced water and a little off shout, an acai bowl, courtesy of Amanda. So if you hear me chomping a little bit, you know what's going on. I'm getting down in the freezing fluids.
Yeah, that definitely seems kind of like a rainforest trait,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you're gonna be here, dude, in a week.
Yeah, when it rains and it gets hot. Oh, dude, I'm excited.
What are you most excited for?
To just be walking on the beach and go on hikes that are in places that remind me of Lost, because they filmed Lost in Hawaii.
Oh, they did? Fun fact. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And watching that show. I don't actually know which island, but I bet that's probably as easy as, a quick little Google search. But yeah, after watching that show, I was just like, that's kind of what I have in my mind. Just walking around on the beach, exploring, just being out in the nature of it, and just that's what I'm excited about.
So, because you haven't been here before, right?
Yeah, never been, and I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be a nice 2 weeks for you, of course, and for us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited. We're gonna be hitting the beach all the time. We're gonna be hitting hikes. And you know what? I mean, that is awesome for those lost actors. I mean, who doesn't
so
sign
I just
on
looked
to
it
that
up.
Project? Go ahead.
It's Oahu.
Oahu. Oh, really? Wow, that's one of the smallest islands, and the most populated. It's the most populated island, I believe.
Interesting.
I'm surprised they didn't do the big island, the island of Hawaii. That's crazy, dude. Actually, there's a volcano that's erupting here.
What?
I mean, yeah, it's erupting. It's one of the most active volcanoes on the planet. I think it might be the most active. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's been erupting for the past 2 months, and it's got this massive lava lake. It's it's got its crater, right? It's got a few rift zones is what they call them, where they get gas that spews out and lava that comes out every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this one zone that's basically this massive crater. I'm not going to say the name because I'm totally going to butcher it and be disrespectful. So I won't say it. But there's this huge lava lake that's inside of it that I think is 600 feet deep at this point.
Whoa.
And I know. It's got to be, massive. I'm looking at the photos and I'm like, oh, that's not that big. But then they'll do these 3D graphics where they'll zoom in and they'll show you the size of it. It is insane, dude. The amount of lava that's just pooled up.
How quick would you? Oh God, I wonder what would happen if a limb got in lava.
A limb? Oh, you're done, dude.
Yeah, you think you're dead completely, or your limb is gone.
Oh man,
but
that's a good question.
That's the thing. It's what situation could you be in where only your arm or only your leg is getting hit by lava?
Yeah, I mean, unless it's exploded and lava somehow hits your right arm or something like that.
Yeah.
But you have a reaction. You see videos of people they're like in full on like hazmat suits, but like the fire protection ones, and they'll like try and like go close to it, but even then you can't get close to it, you know.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's literally liquid rock. Dude, that would be a cool like superhero origin story. Like you've got like this Hawaiian, like big Hawaiian guy, and the volcano explodes and something happens, and all of a sudden he's got these like two big massive rock arms, you know.
that shoot out lava.
The lava like hits his arms and just hardens over it, and like he's got it right there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that would be pretty cool.
Kind of shoot lava. Yeah, maybe that's a little too far.
Yeah, they shoot lava. Yeah. Now that would be a superpower that you could really like you couldn't really arrest anybody with that one, you know? Like you couldn't throw a bank robber in jail because they'd be, you know, melted to a
That's
nothingness.
True. It's kill only. It's kill on sight.
Yeah, it's kill only. Yeah.
Did you see the Snyders Cut Justice League trailer? The final one?
Yeah, I did. I watched the final trailer with featuring Darkseid pretty heavily.
So I'm sorry, I gotta ask some questions because I never even watched the first Justice League, and you might get mad at me for saying that. I never watched
Dude, you're not missing much.
Oh well, and I heed your advice. So I think you told me that at first, and I was like, okay, probably not gonna watch it.
Yeah, it was yeah, not good.
Well, okay, so they are doing a completely different superhero. I mean, supervillain.
Not necessarily. They're just adding more details to what was done in Justice League. Because Zack Snyder got fired from Justice League and he wasn't able to complete his vision, and Joss Whedon came in, and he just kind of he there were a lot of rewrites, a lot of reshoots, a lot of changes made. But this Zack Snyder cut is pretty much Warner Brothers giving some more money to him to complete the original story that he had in mind when he started with Man of Steel. Because there were so many different pieces. There were so many different pieces of groundwork laid in Batman v Superman, which I think is a big reason why a lot of people didn't like it. Because it was setting up all these different things and opening all these different doors and creating all these different questions that were all pretty much let down by Warner Brothers' handling of the whole situation, and getting kind of panicky after Batman v Superman came out and didn't make $1 billion. And
so why did they fire him again?
They fired him because Zack Snyder's daughter killed herself, committed suicide. And he obviously needed time to deal with the family tragedy. So he needed to step away from the movie, and Warner Brothers, basically, from what I hear, is that Warner Brothers, the executives who stood to make the most money off of Justice League, they had like a window to make the money, you know, their quarter for business was closing. I don't know. There was some. Basically,
you gotta balance the books, credits and debits.
Yeah,
or something.
there was a deadline they had to make in order to make more money off the movie than they would have had they, you know, held on to it and let Zack Snyder come in when he was ready to finish it. So they fired Zack Snyder, you know. So he did get fired from the movie, and then they brought in Joss Whedon, did rewrites, reshoots, and then the movie comes out and it makes less money than Batman v Superman and does horrible and gets bad reviews. And yeah, and that's what starts this whole online petition, release the Snyder Cut. And it goes on for a few years because the Justice League, the Joss Whedon version, came out in November 2017 in the theaters. And fast forward to, I'm pretty sure it was November 2020, last year, they announced, Snyder Cut's happening. It's coming out in March of 2021, and I think it was actually summer of 2020 that they announced that the Zack Snyder Cut was happening. So it took like 3 years of just them talking about it and social media always bringing it up, and And not only were fans into it, but Zack Snyder himself and all the actors who were involved in Justice League were also very supportive of the push to get it done, and it was done. So pretty much Zack Snyder was given sort of like a redo. You know, he had this huge vision for where he wanted to take this story, but he kind of had to minimize it a little bit and sort of, you know, pick and choose parts to fill out and not fill out because he was given, you know, this extra money to finish his Justice League. And I've heard it's about a 4-hour movie. So I really do think it's him wrapping up all the storylines that he wanted to start with Man of Steel in one final go.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. Because originally, before Batman v Superman, exactly before
Lord of the Rings.
Exactly. Before Batman v Superman came out, Zack Snyder was very upfront about his plans, and he was like, yeah, after Batman v Superman, we're going to have a Justice League Part 1 and a Justice League Part 2. So they were very much going along with the whole, they were trying to get in line with the competition of Infinity War being followed by Endgame the immediate year. They were trying to kind of line up with that. And the reception of Batman v Superman and fans saying, oh, it's too dark and dreary or whatever, and it not making $1 billion when you had Captain America Civil War following it a few months later in 2016 with, you know, a similar premise of superheroes fighting, and that movie did make $1 billion. So I think that combined with, you know, how Batman v Superman did, it got them all freaked out about Zack Snyder's vision, and they're like, do we really want this guy at the helm for 2 more Justice League movies? And I think, unfortunately, the whole daughter taking her own life tragedy kind of allowed Warner Brothers this easy out to get him out of there, you know?
Wow. Man, what a story, dude. God, that is so tragic too, you know?
Yeah, when you hear about what the behind the scenes details, it's like, dang. Can't
That's
give
tough.
a man some time, you know?
I know. Well, I mean, you know, I understand both parts though, you know. I mean, I'm sure that Warner Brothers, it was just kind of like a win-win for them, but you know, give the guy some time. But also, like, we need to get this movie out, you know? So it's kind of like a no-brainer. I guess a win-win is a bad phrase, but...
Yeah. I think they thought it was going to be a win-win.
I want to watch it so much more now that I know.
The Justice League, the one that was finished by Joss Whedon, or the one that's coming out?
No. The Snyder Cut.
The Snyder Cut. Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm
if
so
they're
excited
completely...
for it.
I mean, if they're completely, like, rewriting the... Well, not completely rewriting it, but... If they're redoing the Justice League, then why would I watch the first one, you know?
That's a good point.
Maybe just to appreciate the second one more.
Yeah. You could always watch it as like a, you know, afterthought, like let's see how bad it was at the first go around.
Is that coming out on HBO? HBO Max?
Yeah, it's HBO Max. It's coming out this Thursday.
Oh wow.
And
wow.
HBO Max, of course, has all the other DC extended universe movies that line up with this one, that go along with this one. So if you need to catch up, it's all there, you know.
Yeah, I'm not paying for HBO Max, but thank you, bro.
I'm
not paying for anything but Netflix.
I wasn't really trying to plug HBO Max, but
you always plug HBO Max.
I guess I do always plug I you know, HBO Max is the most expensive streaming service,
should be
but I really like
HBO
it.
Max. I mean, to be honest, at this point,
I should. I really like it. It's just got so much good stuff.
Although you haven't been able to get your co-host to sign up, so maybe not.
Yeah, clearly, my sales tactics.
Yeah, clearly you're not Scott. Okay,
are not working. Yeah, well, I'm selling something totally different than solar panels. That's for sure.
What are you selling?
Trying to sell you on the fact that HBO Max is worth the $14.99 a month subscription price.
I think Disney Plus is how much is Disney Plus?
Disney Plus is $7 a month. But dude, I recently got a email from Disney about my Hulu, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus bundle. Wow, that was a lot of pluses in there. That the price is going up by $1. But it's kind of weird because it's like, I bought Hulu first. I got the $5.99, you know, the cheapest plan. And then when Disney Plus was coming out, they announced this whole like, oh, we got this special deal where you get ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu all for $12.99. So pretty much what they did was they just added a $7 charge to my card for the Disney Plus account. Like, it didn't combine the Hulu and the Disney prices I was paying. Like, it didn't combine the $5.99 and the $7. So now I'm sitting here wondering, if the price is going up by $1, which one's going to go up by $1? Is the 7 for Disney Plus going to go up to 8, or is the $5.99 for Hulu going to go up to $6.99?
They weren't clear with that in their email.
They weren't. Well, oh yeah, all they said was your price of $12.99 a month is going up to $13.99 a month, and I was like, but I pay that in halves, so which half is going up? Maybe both halves.
Can you cancel the halves or no?
Ryan, why do I even? There's no. I don't even need to answer that question to myself, because
I mean, I don't know.
You know, I'm enjoying both services so much that I have no desire to cancel.
Because they got you hooked.
They got me hooked. I mean, here's the thing. Disney Plus has all Star Wars, all Marvel. I'm sold. You got me. Done.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they're releasing new series for each, separate canon. And then you got Hulu, which just has all the comedy and just all the great television shows, and just, I mean, I just need access to everything. Except, I mean, there are some that I'm not getting, like the whole Paramount Plus is coming out. I'm like, yeah, don't need that. And then there's Peacock. That I love saying that one. Peacock.
That one's free, isn't it?
That one's free, but there's a limited amount of what you can watch with the free version. So, for example, Peacock's big sale point is that they have The Office. They're the ones who have The Office right now, the only ones. And I read that with the free account for Peacock, you can only watch like the first 1 or 2 seasons, I think, and then after that, you're done.
God, what happened, man?
But I prepared for that. I knew
Television
that was coming.
Died as soon as The Office left streaming services.
I knew that point was coming to where Office was going to be off Netflix, and I prepared for it by collecting all 9 seasons of the show.
Well, you had that way before.
I did have that way before, but Ryan, I knew it was coming all along.
You did. Well, they were saying that
because
they were saying that for years. I
mean, they were saying it for years, and then I remember doing a public speaking assignment on the announcement of Disney Plus coming. And this was a few years before it actually launched. So when I did this assignment, I was realizing, like, as I was doing work on it, I was like, oh my God, this is showing the trend that whatever network you are, like whatever company, business, whatever, all these separate companies are going to be starting their own streaming services, which means that they're going to be taking their licensed content away from the streamers like Netflix. And I immediately thought of NBC and how they're such a, big company with all these shows and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, NBC at some point is going to have one, and their main sale point is going to be The Office. I was like, but I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's going to go. That is literally like,
yeah.
I mean, we kind of talked about it previously, but the future of television is just, what do you subscribe to? It's kind of like, how, it's so funny. Is like net neutrality was such a big issue.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? Net neutrality.
Dude, I remember that. I remember being worried about that. Like, oh my God, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a serious issue because, basically they were gonna say, okay, internet providers, you can tell your customers, you have to pay X amount of money to go to this website, right? That is like at the very granular level. And people were freaking out about like Netflix. They're like, they're gonna charge like me so much more just to like access Netflix and like do this, and I'm gonna lose all my shows. And now it's kind of like it's happening, but you still have access to everything. But they've just like separated it, or like at least it's going in that direction where Netflix has its own originals, and you're gonna subscribe to Netflix and Netflix only, and then the little things that they pick up here and there, right? Same thing with Hulu. Yeah. The Disney Plus, HBO, NBC, like all these main, like Fox, all this stuff, they're going to have their own streaming service, and you have to pay just to watch their shows, right? And so it's kind of funny to look back on the whole net neutrality thing and think that it wasn't going to happen. Because it is going to happen, just in a different way, at least with TV.
I see what you're okay, I get what you're saying. You
get what I'm trying to get at?
It's happening, but it's like, you're saying we're still, as time is going on, as the internet is getting older and older, we're still having to pay for more stuff. Like they're still adding on fees.
I mean, I guess the thing that I was trying to get at was everyone was freaking out about Netflix and that they were going to charge you extra money to pay for Netflix, right? Now, people are taking their content off of Netflix. Therefore, you have to pay extra money either way.
To watch some, yeah.
To watch
now I get
shows.
what you're saying.
So,
yeah, because it was probably because you imagine the person when net neutrality, all that stuff was happening. You imagine all the people are so many people.
Yeah.
Who have Netflix and they just love to watch The Office, and they hear about this net neutrality thing and they're like, oh my gosh, like am I gonna have to pay like extra money to watch The Office in HD on Netflix?
Yeah.
And then you fast forward to a few years later and now it's suddenly, oh, I have to pay extra money to just watch The Office.
Yeah,
okay,
I
see what you're
different
saying.
Reason.
Yeah, but it is exactly. It's for a completely different reason, and that to me has made it more bearable in a way. I think, because with the net neutrality thing, it was sort of like I remember thinking like, what's the point? Like that just seems kind of messed up. Like it just seems sort of like a dick move in a way. But when it comes to something like Netflix not having The Office because Peacock gets launched with it. That to me, it's like, it's just business, It's just, there's less to get frustrated with that avenue of paying more money than it is with just the whole net neutrality thing and that one dude drinking the giant Reese's Pieces mug. Do you remember that? He had that giant Reese's Cup mug.
No,
the guy who was
is this a meme?
Yeah, well, it was when all the net neutrality stuff was happening. The dude who was spearheading the operation. I think his name started with an R. With an A.
I
think it was like
the
Ali.
Person, like the head of the committee or whatever.
The head of the committee, yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember what his name was, but I just remember him having like one of the photos from like one of the committee meetings talking about net neutrality. He's pictured sitting at a desk, and he's got a mug of coffee, and it's a cartoonishly large mug. Like imagine a mug that would fit in Hagrid's hand, like Harry Potter, giant Hagrid. He had a mug he had a mug like that size, and it had Reese's peanut butter cups painted all, like it was an orange mug, and it had Reese's peanut butter cups. It was real, and he was drinking coffee out of it. And it became a meme, and it was just like, this is the guy who's making you, this is the guy who wants to make you pay more for internet or something. That was like the caption, and it just shows him with his giant mug.
I can imagine that, because if I was in his situation or something like that, I'd be like, oh, this mug is hilarious. People are going to get a crack out of this. And you put it there thinking that people are going to laugh with you, and yet they laugh at you,
Oh, yeah, they're laughing at you all the way. Yeah, I'm happy that issue just kind of went away.
Well, California put in law that it wasn't allowed. It really hasn't. Like, it was so, isn't that like so funny? It was so like political, and actually it wasn't even political. I mean, I feel like it was universally like, no, like let's not do this,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then it happened, like it was approved or whatnot. And then it kind of just went away. Like everyone was just like, okay, like when am I going to start feeling this? Like when are these things going to happen? And most people don't even know that California, at least, California blocked it. And I don't even think it's been implemented. I mean, I don't know what's going on,
So it could be happening right now. We have no idea.
Well, it's not happening in Hawaii because I have free internet to whatever I want. And then plus, like, with COVID and stuff like that, and everyone working from home, I mean, are the how would that work? How would that work? Like, I'm VPN to my company's server to do work.
Yeah.
Do they have to pay for everything that I'm touching? Like, if I want to go on Netflix at work, I can. Not that I do. I definitely don't. But are they going to pay for that?
Being logged onto your VPN at work keeps you from that.
I don't know, actually. I bet they allow it, but
they know.
Well, they would know. Yeah, they would know if you're watching it. It's like YouTube. I have these like videos that I'll put on in the background. They're like studying like beats and stuff like that when I'm coding. And I'm always wondering, I'm like, are they like sending this to my manager? Ryan streamed 9 hours of YouTube today.
Yeah. Well, I think
give her the link. You got to give her the link.
It's one of those things where if they know you're on YouTube, then they have to know what you're watching. So they must see that you're just watching like study music and it's just on in the background, you know. It's not like you're watching funniest fails or something, which are always great videos.
Those are good, man. It's so funny because sometimes, like, you know, we'll be like collaborating and stuff with my coworkers, and one of them will be sharing their screen.
Yeah.
Like this happened the other day, and I just started kind of like giggling under my breath. One of my coworkers had in one of the tabs, it was like top 100, and then it was like ... And I was like, man, I really want to know what you're getting into right now. Like, send me that video, dude. I want to watch that with you.
Yeah, top 100. That's wow. That's has to be a long video.
Yeah,
that's
true.
A long video.
That is bold. One time, this is so awkward. One time at work, I won't say who, but we have to like. There's this thing called Jira, and it's like tracking like tickets, and it's tracking like the development of those tickets. And I won't get into it, but essentially, you can post images and you can post videos, and usually you do because you're explaining like a defect within the software, like a bug, and or you want to add a feature to it. Anyways, one person posted like a screenshot of their computer screen explaining a bug, and in one of the tabs of the screenshot was like you know, apply for blah 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 position, you know, salaries for blah 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 position. Like you could tell like they were looking at jobs and stuff like that, and looking at like where they were in their salary point. And I'm thinking to myself like, ooh, like, does anyone else notice this, or am I the only one? You know?
Yeah. That reminds me.
Super awkward.
Yeah, that reminds me of this. I think it had to have been on Daily Mail on Snapchat. There was this little funny story about this woman who came on a news Skype call. Yeah, she like Zooms or Skypes in, whatever, to this news broadcast station. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. All I know is she was on TV, and it was through, you know, her webcam. And in her background, like you see, you know, Ryan and I, we have the bookshelf background.
Mm-hmm.
Her background was you know, her desk, work area, whatever. But she had a she had a giant dildo in the background.
No way. Classic, dude.
Yeah.
Classic.
She had one of those dildos that, you know, it has like the rubber suction cup on the bottom of it, so you can like stick it onto a spot. So it was stuck on her desk, just sticking straight up, right behind her. And
no way.
Yeah, it was. So of course people were speculating whether or not it was, you know, placed there on purpose, or, you know.
Yeah, she's messing with people.
I can't remember what the repercussions were for her appearing on TV with that behind her, but she got in some kind of trouble, I think. But it was
really?
Pretty hilarious. Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. But it reminds me of what I think has been the best commercial to come out of this whole new world we live in with the pandemic and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's a really funny Snickers commercial, which I don't get to see it as often as I'd like to. But
okay,
you have a couple hosting like a dinner party thing for another couple to come over, and the husband of the hosts is getting ready inside while the wife of the hosts has seated the couple that has come over, and she's out in the, you know, backyard area because it's, you know, social distancing or whatever. So she's in the backyard area with her guests, talking to them and stuff and chatting, and then the husband walks out of the house into the backyard finishing getting ready, and he walks out with like a collared shirt and a nice look on top, and then he has underwear on the bottom, like he's just wearing tidy whities. he just has a pair of tidy whities on.
Yeah.
And he says to his wife, he's like, "Oh, I thought it was like I thought it was a Zoom call." And she says, "No," and the guests are just sitting there absolutely stunned.
That is
and then
hilarious.
he just looks at him awkwardly, turns around and walks back in, and then it says, "You're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers." It's like every time I see it, it just makes me laugh. It's a very simple commercial. It's like 15 seconds to the point done. But it's a bummer because I don't get to see it as often as I'd like. And that's because I think Snickers sell themselves. Because I'm pretty sure they're the most popular candy bar in the world, at least the United States. So you don't really need a lot of airtime for Snickers because they just, you walk in, you see a Snickers when you're in the mood for candy. It's probably what you're grabbing. Are you a fan of Snickers? Because I think they are delicious.
Well, first of all, that commercial is gold.
Yeah, it's good.
That is so funny.
And I can't even do it justice. Like, you should, if you're listening, you should look it up and watch it for yourself because it's much funnier when you actually get to see it.
Well, leaving it to my imagination is pretty hilarious. Personally, I'm a Milky Way guy, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I do. I like that caramel and no nuts in mine. But I am
it's just
$100,000, and they have the little
$100,000.
They have the it's definitely nuts, but they're like chopped up and like sprinkled kind of on the top. Ooh, God, so good.
So, what about you go M&Ms or regular M&Ms or peanut M&Ms?
Ooh. Oh man.
If 2 bags are in front of you, you got to eat one. Which one are you eating?
I'm going peanut, dude. I'm going peanut.
Good choice. You got it. I'm
definitely going peanut just because I think of like the movies. I don't know why.
Dude, me too, man.
I'm in a movie theater and I'm just smacking on some peanut M&Ms and euphoria,
You know what's a good combination is dumping your peanut M&Ms into your bucket of popcorn.
Wow. That is some next level movie shit right there.
Have you ever done that?
I haven't. I haven't.
It's a good. I highly recommend it. It's very good.
Typically, I'm not a. Are they called like? What are they called? When
snacks.
Are they? That's what they advertise.
The snack bar. The snack bar. Yeah, it's a snack bar.
Okay. I don't know why.
Concessions.
Concessions.
There
we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. That's the more fancy.
Regal's little. For those of you that live in SoCal and you get Riverside.
I always love the
Regal.
I always love the voice of the lady, like when you're in the theater, like, check out our concession stand.
I know. Quench your thirst. And Regal has this classic one where it's like you're on a roller coaster.
Oh yeah,
and the popcorn are popping like around you, and they came out with an updated version of it, maybe like five or 6 years ago. And I'm watching it, and there's almost like this jump pop where like you're going down it.
I think I was with you when you got scared, actually.
And I literally, it was like a jump scare for me. I was like, I just jolted, and I was like, oh my God. I hope nobody saw that.
No, I'm pretty sure I was sitting right next to you, dude.
Well, you probably were, but I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the other people.
Oh, the other people, yeah. But that is a specific memory of mine because after you did that, I was ready for that pop every other movie that I saw after that. I knew I knew it was coming every time because I thought of you jumping. I was like, oh, here comes the jump scare. Boom. There it is. And it was actually a pretty good one in terms of because a lot of the times with jump scares, you can kind of know when it's coming, even though it can still get you a little bit. But usually you see it coming. And it's like, oh, there it is.
But they have this like cinematic, and you're going through it up and down this roller coaster, and there's like ice cubes floating in the air and Coca-Colas. Oh man, they have this commercial where they pour Coke. All it is like a cup of ice, and I think they drop ice in it and they just start pouring Coke in it, and it's like ASMR. You're just listening to all the carbonation and bubbles pop and the fizz, and man, does it make you thirsty. Never works for me though. What I was gonna say was, I'm not a big. What is the word again?
Concession.
concession guy. Not
a big concession guy before movies.
Sometimes, if I'm going with my parents, I'll get popcorn. They'll want popcorn. My mom and dad are big popcorn people. And so they'll get popcorn, and then I'll be like, of course I'm going to have some if you bought it, but
yeah,
I won't buy it myself. Just a water guy.
Yeah, I'm usually the same way, but there have been some special occasions where I've just felt like getting concessions. I'd probably say 75% of the time I just go straight into the movie. Other 25% I just get hit by that feeling of, man, I would love to have something to snack on while I'm watching this.
We got to make a phrase for it. I don't know why. I mean, it's probably really sick of me, but I just want to make a phrase. Go to the movie theater. I went in raw. Just no concessions.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Something to do with not putting stuff in your mouth,
Yeah, man.
I went it. Yeah, we got to work on that.
Yeah.
Dude. But we got to work on that for sure.
That's not something we should hash out on here.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't go through the trial and error right now, trying to come up with a term for that. But I do think it's definitely the move to go when you're, feeling like that. $12 you just spent on the ticket was plenty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But now I miss spending $12 on a ticket with the current state of the world.
Well, hey man, those Stimmy checks are coming in. Did you get yours already?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, okay.
I think, don't I have to do my taxes first though?
Oh, do they require you to do it this time?
See, that's what I'm not sure because I haven't done my taxes yet. So I figure maybe
I did my taxes last week.
Maybe that's the issue.
And I don't know why, but it was such a pain this time. And also, they didn't let me claim my student loans anymore, man.
Damn.
Tough, I know.
What was that? Why? Because of your age or what?
No, because my income. So I guess I shouldn't be complaining. I sound like
oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
But actually, you don't complain. I mean, you don't claim your loans. You claim your interest on your loans. So, yeah. Last year, I got a fat check back from the IRS. So this year's not looking good.
Yeah, I got to make sure to do mine before I leave for Hawaii because...
Well, you're going to need that check, bro.
Well, there's that, and then how can I relax on vacation when I have taxes to do? When I get back,
Dude, do you do it yourself, or does your family... I mean, I'm sure your dad has, does he have a tax guy?
Actually, no. I just use eFile. Shout out eFile.
Oh, eFile. Okay, I was going to recommend H&R. H&R Block.
When I see the commercials... Yeah, that they give me the easy vibe. When I watch the commercials, they give me the vibe of, hey, come on and use our service because it's for dummies. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because they have the most commercials, I would say, out of all.
That and maybe TurboTax. Yeah, TurboTax.
Yeah, but the H&R Blocks ones stand out to me because they have the song. H&R Block, yeah. Like something like that. Yeah, basically that. Was that not it? Because I think that was it.
I don't know, dude. I honestly, that's not.
It's like there's a line where it's like there's one line in the song where it's like Block has your back, Block has your back.
Oh, okay, that does ring a bell, but
yeah, see that's not
like the
any
one of that other jingle that you did.
That was I needed to do that to get to the Block has your back line.
Right.
I needed to get my memory working. But yeah, that first jingle I did was that was rough.
You did 2 rounds where you're like, da 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 da, and you're like, does that sound good for Block has your back?
Block has your back.
Yeah, that's funny, man. Have you've seen all the memes going around about, when the Stimmy comes in or something like that, and there's one of them that was just had me dying, man. It was so funny. I think it was the best one. I think I sent it to you guys, but it was Drake, and he's got this hair on. I don't even know where it's from. Or where that photo is, but he's got it. And he's like, and it says when the Stimmy comes in. He's like, me at Petco. Y'all got lions. It's like the crazy things that people will spend their money on. And then there's the Reddit subreddit, Wall Street Bets, that does now they're they're like sponsoring gorillas. It's crazy. And one of the users posted, just spent my entire stimulus check on a gorilla in like, the Congo or something like that. They like sponsored a gorilla. I know, actually really cool cause.
Yeah, I just pulled up that you did send us that. It was from Daquan's page. The Stimmy hits, and then it's got Drake with like the long hair. How in frame is that?
That's
in
perfect,
frame?
Dude. Stimmy
Nice,
hits.
yeah.
PetSmart. Y'all got lions. So funny, man. So funny.
Speaking about stuff you've sent in the chat,
that,
Yeah, but remember that fish video you sent?
Fish video? I don't think so. No.
The one of the guy eating the fish.
Oh,
with his. I finally watched that with Scott and Sam. We actually have been watching it on repeat when we hang out sometimes. But dude,
so funny.
That video is so funny. But I think it's one of those videos where, you're either going to be cracking up at it or it's going to make you gag.
Really, really disgusting.
Yeah.
So give some context. What is the video about?
It's about. Well, it just starts with a dad and his 2 kids with a can of with this can of fish, and they're not American. They have accents, and
they're like British or Irish or something.
Yeah, and
Which makes it more funny.
Yeah, because they're speaking English, but they have you can tell there's an accent, and he's trying to get his sons to man up with him in a way and eat this awful fish. There's not much that's what I love about the video. There's not much explanation
really
about
simple.
like what, like he doesn't like go in depth about it's this fish, it's this old, it's what it just starts with him and his 2 sons, and he's opening up this can of fish, and I love how immediately it just sprays out, like shoots out, and they all just get hit by the scent. And I love how his 2 sons just immediately bail. There's there's no, and he's kind of trying to bring him back.
He's like trying to do this weird father-son bonding where like he's recording a TikTok and he's like, "Sons, get in the TikTok." And he's opening up this terribly smelling can of fish.
It's supposed to be a TikTok is what he's trying to do?
I think, or an Instagram video.
Okay,
or
yeah.
I
mean, it's definitely something like that, but yeah, it's I just love how many times he never even gets close to eating it. Like he does put it in his mouth, but he doesn't even bite down or anything. Like he just oh man, and it was and the gags and the dry heaves are aggressive, and it almost feels fake in a way,
but it's definitely not.
It's definitely not, because he's puking and stuff. He's puking and stuff. So you see the reality when he pukes, but it's so extreme in terms like I've never seen
that's
someone.
What's hilarious about it.
Yeah, I've never seen someone gag that hard or dry heave, whatever you want to call it.
The video is like this guy who he says something in the beginning. He's like, "Oh, fish challenge or whatever," and he's got this. It's a very distinct fish can. It's like something from like Russia or something. It's like it doesn't even say fish on it. It's just like yellow outside. I don't know. And
it looks super old too. It looks like it could be from a total different, like the 20th century potentially.
Yeah. And he's trying to eat it, and I guess that's the challenge. And immediately, like before they even open the can, he asks his son to smell it, and the son just starts like dry heaving, And I don't know why this guy was so determined to eat this freaking fish, but he must have been heaving it was like 2 straight minutes of this guy like heaving, and then he actually like. I mean, it's really gross me describing it, but he actually yaks on the plate, which the fish is on.
And he still keeps trying to eat it.
He continues to try and eat it, and you're just sitting there like, this guy is insane.
To me is a subtle... He plays it off so quickly, you almost don't even notice that. You kind of question whether it happens.
Mm-hmm.
You're
like, wait a second, did he just throw up on it? And he does it again, and you're like, yeah, he did that. Yeah. And I don't know why I sent it to you guys, and I was like, man, either this is gonna really hit, and they're gonna find this hilarious, or I'm gonna be like so weird for sending you this,
Yeah, no, we
'Cause it
laugh
just
at
kept
it
getting
so hard.
funnier.
Yeah, exactly. It builds on itself, and you just keep cracking up because he won't give up.
Oh
And
man, I hope we explained it well because it sounds crazy.
yeah, I mean, I guess you can look up man fish eating challenge or something,
Probably that would do it. Yeah.
or vomit fish eating challenge, something like that. Yeah, but it's definitely not for people who
Probably include the word British there. I'm sure it'll pop up.
have the queasy stomachs. You know, you need to. Whew. It's got to. I mean, it's something worse than sardines. You know, it's something. That's the other thing about it is like when you see him trying to put the pieces of fish in his mouth, it doesn't look like fish I've ever seen.
Nah, I don't know what it is, man.
It's some
weird
stuff.
I don't know.
Some
It's
weird,
definitely something gross. That's
Yeah.
why the challenge is there, right?
yeah, exactly. Have you ever done an internet challenge?
Nah, I got nominated for the ice bucket challenge and I never did it.
You
I
never
don't
did
think
it,
I
yeah.
did it. Oh, actually, I take that back. I did
Did
a
you do it?
workout challenge one time. No, not
workout
that one.
challenge.
Dude, when the pandemic first started and everyone was like, okay, like everyone stay healthy, everyone do their thing. It's just gonna be like a couple weeks, and everyone was like, yeah, like let's all stick together.
Just a couple weeks.
Wah wah. There was this fitness challenge going around where you would like post a video of you working out, and then you would tag other people, and then they would have to do a workout. I'm pretty sure I tagged you, fucker, and you didn't do it. So,
Well, I mean, I've
shout
been
out
working
to Frank for being a bitch.
I've been working
Come
on
on,
all
dude.
pandemic, dude.
Yeah, you have.
You know
Just
me.
you should have gotten a photo of you just in the bathroom, just flexing. Like that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been
That
good.
would have been really on brand for you, Frank.
It kind of would be.
Shut up. No.
No, I mean I do a lot of that. I just don't have the camera out. You know?
You just don't record.
It's for
exactly.
myself. You know, it's all for me. That's what I do it for. You know, like
Frank, just the Instagram has this feature where you can have close friends.
Yeah.
Just pick out all the girls in your following and just start doing that to your close friends. Just start.
Okay. Make an exclusive close friend group of only ladies, and then just do flex sessions in the bathroom
in
mirror.
front of the mirror.
Well, you know what, Ryan? I will say they would be surprised for a couple reasons. You know.
I was gonna say. Well, okay, all right, relax.
Well, you know what I mean. Everybody knows what I mean.
First of all, Frank's gotten really big, everyone, for those of you that don't know. And the Batman shirt does not do it justice. So
thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
Hopefully the
you're gonna make
Hawaii
me
trip
blush.
will
I
give
need
him
some
courage to
I need
post a
some
photo.
I want a nice tan. You know? I want to Sometimes when I look at myself, I'm like, man, is the only thing holding me back, is it my pastiness? Like, is it my pasty white skin? Like, is that what's keeping me from my full look? It might be.
Dude, you'll get a solid tan here. You just gotta I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna be
I've made this
lathering up
mistake
with
a couple
sunscreen.
times. That's the trick. That's
Yeah.
the trick. There's never too much, man. There's never too much. 'Cause you can go outside for 10 minutes and get burnt. Like that's the reality. I mean, I've kind of adapted now to where I only really put it on if I'm going on like a walk or something, but
Yeah, see, that's I was thinking about
it's the genetics, man.
staying moisturized. And then I realized, because I was thinking about, lotion, I'm going to need lotion. But then I was like, wait, no, sunscreen will be my lotion when I'm there. I know.
I don't know if it works that way, but yeah, let's try that.
You know what, Ryan? Don't question what I mean, try to think of lotion in your hand and then try to think of sunscreen in your hand, okay? And then realize that there's not that much of a difference.
I'm a sports sunscreen guy, and
So the spray sunscreen?
Oh yeah, always.
Okay,
man,
yeah.
always.
Because if you're going with the lather, you're lathering up, then it's like you're lotioning up, you know? But with the spray isn't really much of a moisturizer, but the lotion sunscreen definitely is. Because isn't it called lotion sunscreen?
I think
sunscreen
so.
lotion?
No,
Yeah.
You're right. I think you're right.
There we go.
They have stuff for your face too, where you put on like a moisturizer in the morning. It's like 15 SPF. It's the stuff Amanda gets, man. She's been putting me on it.
Does sound nice, yeah. But you said you've adapted and you really only need it when like you go out to do a walk or something?
I mean, I say that, but in reality, I should probably be wearing it every time I go outside.
Well, I do like to think that as an Italian, you do have some of those, sun-soaking abilities.
It takes some time. It takes some time for, those genes to come out.
That's true.
They're being discriminated against all my Irish genetics. So
Oh, yeah. Wow,
when they come out, they're bold though.
Yeah, whenever I watch gangster stories taking place in the past, often find Irish and Italians duking it out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a lot of people in America have Irish or Italian DNA because, those were the big immigrations that occurred in like the 1900s. I watched a really cool video recently about. It's like one of those videos that has really cool infographics where like the bars will be across the screen, and then based on the values they'll like switch, and it'll just keep like going for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And this was top 10 immigrant ethnicities that came into the United States, and it goes from like the 1800s all the way to like to the 2019.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And it just shows this like major surge of Italians as well as Irish, and then more modern era like Mexican and Indian and stuff like that. It's really cool, honestly.
That does sound interesting. Breaking down how America has become what it is, pretty much.
Pretty much, dude. Honestly, I mean we're really an immigration country, so.
True. Very true. Well, how hot are you?
Hot enough to call it, bro. Hot enough to go.
All
in
right.
there. So we actually have AC here,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't get to this room. So I got to go to the living room.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, let's wrap up episode 62 with our normal thank you for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. We love you for watching, and cheers with a peace out, Ryan.
Absolutely, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers. Peace out, everyone.
Peace out.